So we meet again. Hey, you guys, how's everybody doing today? We will get started at 2 o'clock East Coast time, which is in 5 minutes. So, you know what I do for these 5 minutes? I always say hello to people like Ian and Erica from Virginia, like the Druckman gang, of course, like Braden and Michaela and in Georgia, and Braden from New York, and Anton. And it's scrolling by too quick for me. I can't read. Cole, Cameron, Evan, Ethan, Nora and Eloise, and Evan and Luke, and oh boy, I can't read that fast. John and Parker, and Ryan and Henry, and Grant, and the Shab family, and Carolyn, and Annie, and Kevin, and Addison. Hi to all of you. Thanks for coming. Tell your friends, get them over here quick because they don't want to miss this. Louis and Layla, and Ava from Dallas, and Liam is here, and Sean in Florida is here. Ready for more. Kaylee and Mackenzie in North Carolina. I love it when people from different parts of the country and even different parts of the world come in. Bryce and Daniel and Zachary and Jude is here, and Teddy in Akron hasn't missed a day. Adelaide, Esther, Salome, Virginia, in Massachusetts, and Peter and Ben and Ryan and Andrew. I see all of you. I see you. I'm watching you right now. Hudson and Cooper and the Maslowski kids and Kennedy and Drew and Elise from Utah. And Jack is here. Jack, you got to read Mr. Jack is a Maniac. And Violet and Stefan and Solomon and Abby and Matthew. Hi, so glad all of you are here. We'll get started in 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. Marissa and Jake are here. And Robbie is here, and Brady and Mattingly and Matthew. Everybody's tuning in. Settle yourselves, get comfortable, get some of you are eating lunch with me. I always like it when you eat lunch with me. William, Abby, and Isabel, and Courtney, and Lainey, and Ben, and Olivia. And by the way, if you have any technical issues, if the audio drops out at any point, you can watch these later, and the audio is better when you watch them later, okay? Just to make sure you know that. We'll get started in 2 minutes. Sam and Gavin are here, and more Oklahoma. Jonathan and Isaac are back, baby. Alex is here. It's about time. Zoe and Lucas are here. And Skyla's here, of course. Delaney's here, and Lila, and Emma and Taylor in New York. So many nice people are here. We'll get started in a few minutes here. Avery and Ethan, and Lydia and Nathan from Iowa. Yanni from Edgewood, and Aiden and Emma are here. Tell your friends, Corleys, Sahis, and Sasanth. I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you, Michael. Alexandra is here from Michigan. We're going to get started in 1 minute or less than 1 minute. So I have to stop reading your names and get myself prepared. Put a lot of preparation into these things. Okay. We'll get started at 2 o'clock, which is in seconds, clicking on the clock. Got a new location today. Okay. Ready? You guys ready? I'm ready. I hope you're ready. 1:59. My second favorite time of the day. You know what my favorite time is? 2 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, here we go. 1 and a 2 and a... Sorry, jumping the gun. It's go time, baby. Thanks for joining me, all of you. I'm so glad you're back today. My name is Dan Gutman, and I am the author of the My Weird School series. And let's get started right away with our question of the day, which comes from Joey from South Florida. And Joey asked, why is Neil called the nude kid? And why didn't you name him the nude dude? The answer is, great question, Joey. The answer is that if you read Mrs. Cornwall is Not Normal, she is the bus driver, okay? And she's driving the bus to Neil's house to pick up Neil. And she says to the kids in the back of the bus, we're going to pick up the new kid. And the kids in the back of the bus think that she's saying, we're going to pick up the nude kid. So they assume that Neil's going to come out of his house with no clothes on. And then when Neil comes out of his house with clothes on, they just decide to keep calling him the nude kid for the rest of his life. And that's why Neil is called the nude kid. As far as calling him the nude dude, that is a great idea, Joey. And I wish I had thought of it 16 years ago when I started this series, but it took you to think of that idea. So that's why I didn't do it. Okay, let's get started with back to Ms. Hall is a goofball. As you know, Ms. Hall is the new lunch lady at school, and she is determined to get these kids eating vegetables. Let's start with chapter 7 today, which is titled, gross, disgusting. All right, here we go. When I got to school the next day, the weirdest thing in the history of the world was going on. All the kids in my class were out on the grass talking to Ms. Hall. Even Mr. Cooper was there. He was wearing overalls and holding some shovels and rakes. And here's a picture of everybody out in the playground holding shovels and rakes. What's going on? What's going on, I asked. Are we digging for gold? No, Ms. Hall replied. We're planting a garden. What? Ms. Hall told us to start digging and hoeing and raking the dirt so she could plant seeds for the garden. It was hard work. How much are we getting paid for this? I asked, leaning on my shovel. Your pay is the joy that will come from growing your own food, said Ms. Hall. Growing food is disgusting. Why would anybody want to eat something that came out of the dirt? Aren't there laws against this? Said Alexia as she wiped her forehead with her sleeve. We worked for 1,100,000 hours in the garden. I thought I was going to die. That's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. Suddenly, the school bus pulled up to the curb. Well, that's not the weird part. The school bus pulls up to the curb every day. The weird part was what happened next. Bingle boo, hollered our bus driver, Mrs. Cornwall. Limp as cadoodle. That means hello and have a seat. Mrs. Cornwall is not normal. She invented her own language. Where are you taking us? Alexia asked as we climbed onto the bus. You're going on a field trip, she said. Yay! Everybody shouted. Field trips are cool. One time we went to a museum that had an exhibit called The World of Poop. Where is the field trip? I asked Mrs. Cornwall. We're going to a farm, she replied. What? Farms are boring. All they have there are plants and animals. We drove 1,100,000 miles. Ms. Hall told us that from now on, all the fruits and veggies we get for lunch will be coming from local farms. We got a tour of the farm, and Ms. Hall explained how they grow spinach, carrots, green beans, and other veggies. What a snooze fest. At the end of the tour, Ms. Hall showed us how to milk a cow. It was gross. I can't believe milk comes out of a cow. I thought it came out of a supermarket. I'm never going to drink milk again. By that time, we were all getting hungry for lunch, and you'll never believe what was in the parking lot at the farm. It was a food truck. Food trucks are trucks that have food in them. so they have the perfect name. Food trucks are cool. Everybody knows food tastes way better when it comes from a truck. Ms. Hall said we could order anything we wanted and that she would pay for it. I ran over to the window of the food truck so I'd be first in line. I'll have a hot dog, I said. We have tofu dogs, said the lady. This is a vegetarian food truck. What? Me and the rest of the Veggie Haters Club sat down at a picnic table and pulled out the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches we brought from home. You know, Arlo, Andrea said as she walked by, munching a stalk of celery. Peanut butter and jelly is vegetarian. It is not, I said. It is too, said Andrea. It doesn't have meat in it, does it? Andrea smiled, the smile that she smiles to let everybody know that she knows something nobody else knows. She thinks she is so smart because she's a member of PAC. That's the Principal Advisory Committee, a group of nerds who get to boss around the principal. Ms. Hall came over to our table. She had a knife in one hand and a big cucumber in the other. Hey, she said, do you kids know what goes really well with peanut butter? Cucumbers. They have lots of vitamins and minerals, and they're good for your skin and heart. You can slip a slice of cucumber into your sandwich and you won't even taste it. No, thank you, I said. We hate veggies. A cucumber is 96% water, doll face, said Ms. Hall, so it's hardly like eating a veggie at all. You know, that cucumber doesn't look half bad, Ryan said. Try it, Ryan, said Ms. Hall, cutting off a slice of cucumber for him. Don't do it, Ryan, I shouted. Just take one bite, said Ms. Hall, handing it to him. It won't kill you. Stay strong, Ryan, I yelled. It looks so good, Ryan said as he took the slice of cucumber. You're a founding member of the Veggie Haters Club, Alexia hollered. Ryan looked at me. I looked at Alexia. Alexia looked at Michael. Michael looked at Neil. Neil looked at Ryan. Ryan opened up his mouth. I thought you were loyal, shouted Michael. Ryan put the cucumber slice in his mouth. No! All the members of the Veggie Haters Club screamed. Ah, gross, disgusting. Ryan ate cucumber. Hey, this is good, Ryan said. Then he took another bite. Then he asked for another slice. Ms. Hall smiled. I knew Ryan would crack. He'll eat anything. One time he ate a piece of the seat cushion on the school bus. It was only a matter of time until he ate a veggie. You are officially kicked out of the Veggie Haters Club, I announced angrily. Take your cucumber and leave. That's chapter 7. You guys ready for chapter 8? You should have been there. We were pretty mad at Ryan. I couldn't believe that one of my best friends and a founding member of the Veggie Haters Club would eat a veggie. I will never speak to him for the rest of my life. The next morning, we were in Mr. Cooper's class. He told us to turn to page 23 in our math books when an announcement came over the loudspeaker. Mr. Cooper's class, please report to the cafetorium. That was weird. It wasn't lunchtime yet. We walked 1,100,000 miles to the vomitorium. Ryan, that traitor, went to sit at a different table with some other plant eaters. Ms. Hall rolled out on her roller skates. She was wearing a big chef's hat. Welcome to cooking class, she said. Today I'm going to show you how to roast veggies. What? We don't care if they're roasted, I said. We're not eating any veggies. Right, gang? Right, shouted Alexia, Michael, and Neil. You don't have to eat anything, dollface, said Ms. Hall. But watch this. She rolled over to a big table that had onions, carrots, asparagus, and other yucky veggies on it. Then the most amazing thing in the history of the world happened. Miss Hall picked up 3 knives and started juggling them. Wow, we all said, which is Mom upside down. Miss Hall tossed a tomato in the air and sliced it in half as it fell. That was cool. Then she started chopping up all the other veggies. She was spinning around on her roller skates, flinging veggies and juggling knives all at the same time. The table must have had a built-in oven because soon the veggies were sizzling and smoking. And here's a picture of Miss Hall doing one of those Benihana things. Okay. At the end of the show, Ms. Hall flipped a bunch of carrot slices up in the air with a spatula and caught them in her chef's hat. It was amazing. You should have been there. And we got to see it live and in person. We all clapped our hands in circles to give Ms. Hall a round of applause. That show was really impressive, but I wasn't going to eat carrots just because Ms. Hall could flip them into her hat. Who wants a carrot slice? She asked. Me, shouted all the plant eaters. Ms. Hall told them to open their mouths. Then she flipped carrot slices into their mouths from across the room. Cool. Those carrots actually smell pretty good, Michael said. Don't be tempted, Michael, Alexia told him. Remember, you belong to the Veggie Haters Club. We don't eat veggies, ever. Said Andrea. Roasted carrots are yummy. Michael reached his hand out toward the piece of roasted carrot. The force, he said, is very powerful. Don't switch over to the dark side, Michael, I yelled. I can't help it, man, Michael groaned. I want to eat one. No, I shouted just before Michael put a carrot in his mouth. He chewed it for a few seconds, and then he swallowed it. I like it, he said. I like carrots. I'm sorry, AJ. Ms. Hall smiled. You are out of the Veggie Haters Club, I shouted at Michael. I will never speak to you again for the rest of my life. Want to do another chapter? All right, let's do chapter 9. A surprise visitor. Michael and Ryan were now officially out of the Veggie Haters Club forever. After school, Neil, Alexia, and I held an emergency meeting in the playground. We put our hands together the way sports teams do before a big game. I solemnly swear, we all said, we will stick together through thick and thin. We will refuse to eat veggies no matter what. On Monday morning, we were in Mr. Cooper's class. Turn to page 23 in your... He never got the chance to finish his sentence because an announcement came over the loudspeaker. All grades, please report to the all-purpose room. Not again, shouted Mr. Cooper. We walked 1,100,000 miles to the all-purpose room, which should really have a different name because you can't ride dirt bikes in there. I sat with Neil and Alexia. That's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. Purple smoke started pouring onto the stage. The sound of drums pounded out on the speakers. Then the lights went out and laser beams started shooting around in all different colors. The drums got louder. The lights got brighter. And you'll never believe who jumped onto the stage. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. It was Mr. Hind, our old music teacher. He left our school after he appeared on American Idol and became a famous rapper. Give me a beat, Mr. Hind shouted. We all started making beatboxing sounds. Not a B-E-A-T, shouted Mr. Hind. A beat. Give me a B-E-E-T. Ms. Hall came running over and handed him a beat. Mr. Hind ate it. Then he started breakdancing and spinning on his head. Oh, that's Mr. Hind breakdancing and spinning on his head. Then he started rapping. You say tomatoes? Well, so do I. I'd rather eat tomatoes than apple pie. All the teens like to eat their greens, and my favorite one is lima beans. I like dill, and I always will. You'll never fail if you eat kale. I'll always finish my plate of spinach. Black-eyed peas, if you please. I'll take a glass of that wheatgrass. I got no stress when I eat watercress. Only a bumpkin don't love pumpkin. Cauliflower gives me the power. Don't be a weenie, just eat a zucchini. I won't hustle, my sprouts are Brussels. Just don't shriek when I take a leak. I'm not joking, I'm artichoking. Everybody was going crazy. Mr. Hine was out of his mind. We'll read this another time. He started beating on Mr. Klutz's bald head like it was a bongo drum. The rest of our teachers made a line behind Mr. Hind and started kicking their legs up like the Rockettes. Ms. Hall was roller skating around and dancing. It was cool, and I saw it with my own eyes. It's everybody going crazy when Mr. Hind is rapping. I saw it with my own eyes. Well, it would be pretty hard to see it with somebody else's eyes. What a spectacle, Neil said. That made no sense at all. What did glasses have to do with anything? We all stood up to give Mr. Hind a standing ovation. After that, Ms. Hall roller skated around the all-purpose room with a basket. Who wants a veggie? She shouted, tossing little tomatoes, rutabagas, and other veggies into the crowd. Me, the plant eater shouted, I do. Not me, said me and Alexia. I looked over at Neil. He wasn't saying anything. Neil finally said, no, I yelled at Neil. Don't do it. But watching Mr. Hind rap makes me want a veggie, Neil said. You're in the Veggie Haters Club, Alexia shouted at him. Doesn't that mean anything? We took an oath, Neil, I told him. We swore we would be Veggie Haters for life. Ms. Hall came over and handed Neil a beat. Don't do it, I shouted desperately. Neil put the beat in his mouth. No! He said. Yum. Ms. Hall smiled. You are banished from the Veggie Haters Club forever, I told Neil angrily. I will never speak to you again for the rest of my life. All right, that's chapter 9, guys. We are going to start with chapter 10 tomorrow, Pepper Poppers and Turbo Tomatoes, and we're going to finish this book tomorrow. What do you say to that? But first, before we go, how about the joke of the day? Ready? Here it is. Speaking of food, by the way, why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because it was stuffed. Okay, before we go, one last thing. I want to play a little song to leave on. And this song actually came from, the music is by Joshua Salzman, and the lyrics are by Ryan Cunningham, and they are dads of some My Weird School fans, and they wrote this song. So let me know what you think.
My weird school, I'm AJ and my school, that's my weird school. Before school, it's fine, I guess. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. Where Mrs. Yuckers is bonkers, and Miss Daisy is crazy, Mrs. Cooney is loony, and Miss Lady is zany. And then there's our principal, his name's Mr. Klutz. And man, oh man, is that man nuts? My weird school, 1,100,000 hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. And my weird school, oh yeah, it's my weird school.
What'd you think? All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Read like crazy. Wash your hands like crazy. Bye now.